reality. I mean, maybe you get to reality because reality isn't that far from your first thought, but that, you often don't get to the truth. So what Gilbert says is we anchor on a correspondent attribution. Our first thought is, Joe did that, so it's Joe's personality that's responsible for that. Then we effortfully take into account the context. We take into account further information. So we might say Sally did that, but then again, Sally's having a bad day. Sally's really tired, and so maybe that isn't really that Sally is mad at me or something like that. So we effortfully take into account this further information to adjust our attributions, taking into account the situation. But we, again, just like pulling the rubber band from the nail, we rarely adjust enough. Okay, so we never quite get to wait. Actually, it is truly just that Sally's having a bad day and she didn't get enough sleep. She's not a bad person. We never quite get there to the truth. But you maybe can with effort. And so without effort, it's hard to take into account the situation, and taking into account the situation requires great effort. So therefore, you must try to take other people's perspective. You have to try to shift your focalism to other people's eyes. So you have to try to overcome that tendency, the bias that's created by the fact that your eyes are locked in your head and not other people's heads. And if you could shift your eyes to other people's heads, then you would be able to see their situation as well as you can see your own. And then you'd be able to see their perspective, and you'd make more accurate attributions because you'd be able to take into account the situation. Hey, could you all that are in the back there that are talking loudly stop talking? You, please stop talking. Thank you. Okay, so you have to try to take other people's perspective. So this brings up this famous quote you've probably heard before. It comes from Lakota Sioux prayer. Great Spirit, grant that I may not criticize my neighbor until I've walked a mile in his moccasins, or her moccasins. I'm working on that. They did say his. It's not my fault. So, and this is a great principle of social psychology, that if you want to really, really make the right attributions, you got to take other people's perspectives. This will help you avoid conflicts. This will help you relate to people better. This will help you understand people better. But there's another reason to do it. It's because it's right. It's because it's honest and truthful. And it's the same reason you went to college. Right? You want to learn. You want to get it right. So if you want to get it right in the course of everyday social perception and social cognition, and make the right attributions and understand the world and causal relationships in your social world as accurately as possible, if you want to learn something from social psychology, this is a great principle to follow. You got to stop and take other people's perspectives, and then you'll better understand the causes of their behavior. Which leads us to the follow-up assignment, to the assignment you turned in today, and this is due on Tuesday. I want you to write another short description of the exact same conflict that you picked, that you wrote on for today. Explain the causes and the content of the conflict, detail what happened. However, write it from the other person's perspective. Right, I know, awful, awful. What a terrible experience this will be for you. I know, no matter how wrong they were. I know, they were wrong. I know, that's what, okay, what were you going to say? You already did that? Then you got an A+ in this class, sir, because you take the perspective of the other like a magician. I don't know, do it again, I guess. Do it again. Try and do it even more fluently. Try and top yourself. Do it even better if you can. Okay, shh. And I want you to imagine that literally the other person is in this class. The other person might be in this class, actually. That's awkward. But I want you to imagine the other person got the last assignment full of excitement. Exactly what would they write? Exactly what would they write if they were in this class, got the same assignment, and they went to go. They picked the same conflict, they thought of their conflict with you, and they went to go write this essay. There's a question there.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I might have things right simply because when I was writing, the argument that we had from my own perspective, because it was not a very dramatic thing, it's like a long, let's call it discussion.
That's very true.
It really found out more like my feelings on the subject that I was telling her, and now I'm going to get her feelings history, and you heard much more about things we're arguing about than about the argument.
Okay, I mean, yeah, no, so what about, basically I'm going to put this into a class of concerns of like, what if my first assignment doesn't lend itself to this assignment, this follow-up assignment? Because there's probably a variety of things like that we can talk about. If that's the case, if your first assignment did not lend itself to doing this assignment for whatever reason, you find a new conflict that does lend itself to this, and then take the other person's perspective and just skip having done your perspective. Because we assume you're good at that part, you know your perspective. There's another question.
If the other person knows the rational or mathematical,
That's good. That's very clever. Okay, so the question is, what if the other person is wrong? Or what if the other person is irrational? As you write from their perspective, should you write irrationally in scribble hand and whatnot? I have an excellent question. I follow the assignment. Actually try to do what they would do, write exactly what they would write. And it might just be, like, all work and no play makes Jagged Little Boy like 10, 25 times because they're crazy. But really, take their perspective, because in life we must interact with irrational people, right? So, and we have to understand their perspective. So in some ways, maybe that would be the best way to do this assignment. All right, so let's keep quiet. Let's keep quiet. This question back, sir. Don't get yourself or me in trouble, but that would be fine. If you would like to do that, and if else, that's great, man. Do it. Yeah, yeah. Actually, there's a question back here. What's next? You. Shh. You have a question? Doesn't matter. What if it was a one-way conflict? You were pissed at that person was not pissed back. Doesn't matter. Please take their perspective and write yes. Should you provide a summary of what you did last time? No. Just literally write the exact essay that if they had been assigned it. Try your best. Success in this would be to actually nail what they would have written if they were in the class, word for word. Obviously, you're not going to do that. It's impossible, but that's what you should try to be approximated. Yes. What if you don't know the reasons for their behavior? Maybe be generous and try to come up with plausible reasons, the most flattering plausible reasons you can for why they did instead of things they did. We got to keep the talking down. We'll do two more questions. Okay, your question? Yeah? No? Yes, you. Yes. So what if you had a conflict with more than one person? I like that. That's good. Yes. Please try to render everybody's perspective. Do it in 2 pages. Okay. Which may be difficult if you were taking on like a group of 30 people or something, or all of society. Yeah. There's you, sir. Shh. No. Write it in first person from the perspective of the other person. Okay. Good. We're good. Okay. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just do this as well as you can. Okay. All right. So that's the end of that lecture. Next, let's take a 2-minute break and we'll come back. We'll do the next lecture. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Let's get back to paying attention and stuff and learning. I know. We gotta learn. I'm dying to learn. I want to learn more. Okay, so attendance sheets. Remember, you need to sign these attendance sheets. People have already turned a couple in. Raise your hand if you haven't signed an attendance sheet. Okay, so here's one. So pass that back and communicate with each other silently. Whoa. Okay, here's one. Can somebody get an attendance sheet to that group of folks there and that group of folks back there? If you have an attendance sheet, pass it that way. Okay, great. So, and I should also tell you, there's a very good chance I'll be a quiz on Tuesday. Oh God, they're grading us in college. Oh my God. So, do your reading. You're supposed to do your reading by Tuesday of every week. So you're gonna be responsible for this week's reading and next week's reading on Tuesday. So that's what we would quiz about. Were we a quiz on Tuesday? There's a very decent chance there'll be a quiz on Tuesday. I have a question, ma'am. No, of course not. What are you talking about? I didn't forget your name. I have a personal relationship with every one of you. Sonny, you have a question? I remember. Quizzes are on lecture and reading. They'll tend to emphasize the reading though, because that's the main thing. Basically I use quizzes to keep you reading. You know, that's the purpose. Because if I didn't, you might stop, and then I would be very, very, very sad. So that's why we're doing quizzes. Question. And we got to No need for Scantron. It'll be very simple. It'll be on sheet of paper. So bring some paper. Are they cumulative? Tuesday, where we have a quiz on Tuesday would be on this week and next week's reading. So read everything. Obviously, you're already reading everything. I know. If you're on the waiting list, you know, it's your call. You might gauge. It's your call. Obviously, if you're going to be in a class, you want to get a great grade. You want to ace everything. So. And it's pretty good material. I don't know, maybe odd class or something. Okay, so another question, and we gotta go. What's the format of the quiz? It's a series of questions, either short answer or multiple choice. I'm not sure. You'll write them down on a sheet of paper and you'll turn it in. Okay? All right, cool. That's all you get. All right. So now, let's talk about cognitive biases. Let's talk about cognitive dissonance theory. And one thing I want to tell you guys, it's a huge class. There's gonna be a lot of temptation to talk with your neighbor. We gotta not have that. I'll get very mean. I don't want to be mean. You don't want to see what I mean? It's like Incredible Hulk. It's a mess. I wear purple shorts and yeah. So please, let's not talk. You think that I don't see you, but like, it's amazing how much I see you. It's incredible. Like, I can see people in the back row that have their finger on their nose. I know, to you, it's like a stage, and he's not picking his nose, he just had his finger on his nose. He's fine. Don't pick on the man. So, to you, it's like television. I mean, granted, it's like the worst television show you've ever seen in your life, but it's like a very bad public access television show, but it actually sees back. It's a television, it's like 1984, and I see you, and I see what you're doing, and if you're texting and stuff, like you were texting earlier, that bothered me, you hurt my feelings, and I was gonna call you out, but there's like about 100 of you were talking or texting at the time, so we're just gonna make this kind of blanket statement, and I'll return to it occasionally. Hopefully I won't, actually. So let's just pay attention. Okay. So, cognitive biases, cognitive dissonance theory. Let's talk about cognitive dissonance theory. Cognitive dissonance theory is a big theory of how people arrange their cognitions in their head, and how people organize their thoughts, not consciously, but non-consciously. And cognitive dissonance theory is a big theory that was big in the late 50s and 1960s in psychological social psychology. By the way, if you're getting confused about whether we're in sociology or psychology, just ask me. Sometimes I forget to tell you. Right now we're in psychology. And it was a big theory. It kind of came to dominate social psychology for a period of like 15 years. And one of the reasons it came to dominate social psychology was that it generated, as a theory, a bunch of novel insights and ideas and predictions about everyday life that we wouldn't have thought of before. One of the criticisms of sociology and social psychology is that it's all common sense. You know, they come in and tell you culture matters, gender matters, all this stuff, and you're like, I totally knew that already. Cognitive dissonance theory is not like that. If all goes well, at the end of this lecture, or it may go into Tuesday, at the end of the cognitive dissonance theory lecture, you'll know something about your own mind you didn't know when you showed up. Cognitive dissonance theory, by the way, is primarily a theory associated with Leon Fessender, a great social psychologist who went to, or was a professor at Stanford University. I know. I'm sorry, I really am sorry to bring that up. Fessender triumphed over his institutional location to make a good theory. One of the few times that's been recorded in Stanford history. I know. Yeah. Okay. Humans have a strong tendency towards cognitive consistency, is sort of the main idea of this theory. Well, let's elaborate that. So holding apparently incompatible or logically inconsistent thoughts about ourselves or others or the world produces what we call cognitive dissonance. This feeling of dissonance between your thoughts. This state of dissonance is uncomfortable, and the mind seeks a resolution to that discomfort by rejecting or changing or adding another cognition. Your brain doesn't want to believe logically inconsistent things, and so it will work to try to resolve that dissonance in one of a few ways. And we have a kind of sense of how people restore cognitive consonance or consistency, and we'll go into that. So this dissonance reduction goes on largely outside of your awareness, which is that's why it's so tricky. That's why you didn't know about it. Well, unless you did. But that's why you maybe didn't know about it, because your brain does this without you being aware of it. And it has to, right? If your brain's going to start changing cognitions around to keep them consistent, your awareness of it would undermine the entire process, right? Because you'd be like aware that the two were actually inconsistent, and your mind just flipped or distorted one to make them seem consistent. Question? Yeah. Can you give a practical example of cognitive dissonance? Yes, I'll give you a bunch in a second. Yep. Okay, so examples of cognitive dissonance. Modern and sophisticated artwork tends to jar our sensibilities, challenge our assumptions about the world, or otherwise create cognitive dissonance. This is one of the biggest things you notice in the difference between sort of high art, sophisticated art, the art maybe that you learn about in college, and the stuff that you actually enjoy watching or consuming. So what's the difference between like a very sophisticated, like independent film that you might see on IFC or Bravo or something, and a normal film, a popcorn movie that sells an incredible number of tickets and is very, very famous? What's the big difference? I would say the biggest difference is those independent films tend to jar your sensibilities and kind of leave you with dissonance, whereas these popcorn movies either never create dissonance or create dissonance and then fix it. And that's actually a common arc in popular films, is create dissonance and then fix it. Like, what's the average romantic comedy? What happens? Two people come together, they fall in love, then they misunderstand each other in some annoying way, and it's inevitable, but there's something, like they overhear somebody say something, it's, they've been doing it since Pride and Prejudice, there's something, something goes wrong, oh, I thought you didn't like me, that's why I didn't call you, whatever. So they get torn apart, then that dissonance gets resolved, like, oh my god, I didn't realize he loved me the whole time, and then they come back together, it's beautiful, at the end takes like 3 minutes or something. It used to take longer, but now they just trim it because they're like, you know what happens now. Now, here's a question. Try to name, what's an example of a romantic comedy that does that? Now, you haven't necessarily seen this movie, you just are aware that maybe it's like that. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that's a good one, yeah. Knocked Up has that too. These are my kinds of romantic comedies. But also, We Harry Met Sally, Just Married. Casablanca, that's a good one, it's classy. You got a classy person over there. Serendipity, exactly. Serendipity, it's like a classic example of this. Notting Hill, never seen it, heard that it's like that. What else? What is it? You've Got Mail, totally. Sleepless in Seattle. I mean, in some of these, they literally come together at the end and it's like in a specific place and stuff. Pretty Woman, thank you. Now, name a romantic comedy that doesn't have that. Damn. I didn't think you could. I didn't think you could. No, you're right. The breakup's a terrific example. Romeo and Juliet too. Well, no, because she's dead, right? Yeah. Titanic. No, now I'm going to argue on Titanic. Who said that? Who said that? I'm going to argue that Titanic, that they do come together. But actually, there's no conflict, right? They never don't like each other, right? Oh, they stop liking each other at some point? Okay, there's another one that doesn't work for. But I would still say the standard arc is this, we fall in love, horrible misunderstanding, they come back together. It's often ludicrously rigged, wedding planner, never seen it, heard it's like this. Okay, so it's a standard thing. These movies sell, a lot of tickets, right? What if they can come together at the end? Would they do as well? Of course not. Of course not. Okay, so people tend to find this kind of high art and stuff an acquired taste, or even an unacquirable taste. These movies or books or something that have plots where they create cognitive dissonance and they don't resolve it. So what are some other examples of art that uses cognitive dissonance to be original or fancy or sophisticated? And I'm not making fun of this stuff. This is actually, I love this stuff. Improvisational jazz, punk rock music, the rise of indie rock music in the early 90s was all about having, well, it was about a lot of things. It was about having guitars with lots of feedback, singers with off-key voices. These are very familiar to you now. And this, to people in like the 50s, they'd be like, that sounds awful, and in a certain way, maybe you're even right. The person has a bad voice. Yes, their guitar's making semi-random noises. But we find this to be nice, right? We become used to it, and it actually takes even more feedback and off-tone singing to jar our sensibilities now than it did then. So improvisational jazz, I don't know if you guys listen to you probably don't listen to Sun Ra, Cecil Taylor, these folks, very, very hard to acquire taste, but if you're into it, it's pretty awesome. Other stuff, in books and movies, complex morality, situations where there's an anti-hero, or the main character is maybe a bad guy or has bad qualities. These are characteristics of more sophisticated art, they create cognitive dissonance, not everybody requires the taste. So what are some examples of complex morality, lack of good guys, bad guys, anti-heroes, no happy endings. Also, a distinguishing feature of postmodern literature is unreliable, or modern and postmodern literature, is unreliable narrators. That jars your sensibilities, right? Your assumption is your narrator is going to tell you the truth about the story. But starting with people like Joseph Conrad and James Joyce, people start to have unreliable narrators that would tell you stuff that you're supposed to be skeptical of and critical of. You can't take at face value. It creates cognitive dissonance. Some people like that. So what are some examples of books like this? Ulysses, a classic unreliable narrator book, in some ways the first postmodern book. The Stranger. Does anybody know the first line of The Stranger by Albert Camus? Come on, somebody does. Come on, it's a great book. Okay, the first line of the book was "Mother died yesterday," or maybe it was today, I think. And you're supposed to say, "Oh my God, this is where this guy isn't even keeping track of when his mother dies." It's like at the very beginning they're establishing